Well, I'm finally back from some long travel, hiking of course, and I was using it as an opportunity to test the agent. Good news is the agent itself is working great. Starting to think about having to refresh some of the content, in particular the accommodation and route information. It's been nearly a year since I refreshed that, and there's about 4,000 entries in there at the moment. They just need regular refreshing, but I'm going to get to that one. What I wanted to go back and come and have a look at is see how Camino News made a difference to the traffic. So if I look at the website here, great news is we're up about 40% over the last 3 months. This is amazing. This is exactly what I wanted to start to do, to see some more traffic. It's still pretty low, but we're heading in the right direction. Now, there's probably 2 reasons that is driving that traffic, and these are the things that I want to focus on and fix here. If I have a look at the traffic here, the majority of people come to the homepage, and then not enough people then go check out Camino News. So the homepage is driving the majority of the traffic, but people don't find this news. If I look at the website, when I created the website and added Camino News last time, I left it to AI to add a small news item up the top here for navigation. It's not very visible. I don't think a lot of people are seeing it. Now, I created the app and the page to be a single page design, very clean and very neat, and I still like that. But what I'd like to do is add a section up to the top here that has tiles for some of the, maybe say the last 3 news items that people can kind of click into. It makes it much more visible and makes people start to engage a lot more with the website. I know people are driving here, they're just not finding this Camino News, and I want to make that a really valuable feature of the app and the experience for hikers. So that's part 1, fix the navigation and make sure Camino News shows up as tiles on the homepage. And then later on in the next video, I'm going to start looking at some of these referral traffics. I'm not doing enough with Facebook, and Facebook is driving most of the traffic through. So I'm going to come back and I have some ideas on how to amp up that side of things. Great news is though, even with my little bit of a hiatus creating videos, YouTube is driving some good traffic here. So I want to double down on that in the near future. Okay, I'm back inside Cline, inside my project. The first thing that I want to do is start looking at redesigning the homepage. So let's start with a plan, see what the idea is here. Where's that? Navigation. So I've gone and added a prompt in here. I want to add 3 tiles that look like cards onto the homepage so people can see the latest information and the news, be able to click on it, see the rest of it. Again, I want to really make it obvious on the homepage that there's more to the site than just say the application. I may change it from a single page app later on, but right now it's all about just kind of tweaking the flows. Again, I want people to come to the homepage, then I want them to stay, click on the news and see a lot more value about it. So I've started in plan mode as normal. I want to know what's going on with the agent. I want to have a look at what it's suggesting, and then I can provide some of my own suggestions and bring it back in. So right now, client is going through, making sure that it's looking at all the information. I'm still using GPT-5. I will probably try it back on Claude. I think Claude is better for coding. I've just been playing around with GPT-5 to see the implementation. One of the things that I realized when it was going through this information, it's looking and reading the layout to change the pages. I noticed when you go to the Camino News site itself, it loses the navigation totally. So anybody that goes to Camino News has effectively left the website. Again, by adding this global navigation, I want to make it very easy for people to stay on the site. The more value that they see on the site, ideally, they'll see more value in the application. And this is actually one thing that I wanted to do as well, is I want to embed the same experience that you get via WhatsApp and the agent, but put it on the website as well. Not everybody wants to use WhatsApp. They probably will when they're on the trail. But if I look at the statistics and analytics on here as well, the majority of people are still coming to the site from a desktop browser. So I want them to try and experience the agent and then see the value of it, take it on the trail with them. Okay, so here's the plan. Add latest news to the homepage. Yes, that looks good. Create a new server component called tiles. Great. Query the last 3 rows from Camino News. Weather summary, top item published. That looks good. Render as a responsive grid of cards. Nice. Each card is a clickable link to Camino News date. No days. Hide the section. Force dynamic rendering. Okay, that all looks great. Let's have a look at the navigation global and more visible. Move header to global layout. Improve nav. Okay, I like this. This is looking really good. Hovers, cover. This is why I like Cline. It creates an amazing plan so I can see exactly what it's going to do. If I have questions or comments about it, I can suggest changes before it goes in and starts changing my code base. This all looks pretty good. Let's kick off the task. I shifted it over to Act. Now that I've reviewed the plan, I know what the agent is doing. And this is really a best practice as I'm going through and learning more about how to build and code with AI. Vibe coding is amazing, but I don't trust it. What I want to do is I want it to plan out something like Cline does very well. I can go through and review and tweak and optimize the plan. And once the plan is ready, think of it like a predefined prompt that the agent has helped you create. Once you have that prompt correct, you can flip it to Act mode and let it implement exactly the instructions that you gave it. Okay, it's created the latest news tiles. And those we're using Supabase at the back end. Let's go have a look through the tiles. This looks good. It's creating a query to retrieve the information. It's getting the days and returning a section. Looks straightforward. Yep. So with inside the default template on the page, it's added the latest news tiles here. You can see React does a pretty good job of separating things into components. That's one of the benefits of it, obviously, as well. But I've noticed when you're using AI to build things, it's nice when you're relying on some type of framework like React that has component-based models, because it knows on a much more discrete level what to work on and what to encapsulate its changes. Okay, so now the agent is going through and changing the header to add that global navigation that I requested as well in the plan. Now that it's finished the primary header, it's adding the mobile navigation or the mobile draw. I really didn't do too much with mobile navigation before, but now you can see it's adding homepage, community news, and then obviously a link to WhatsApp directly. I don't need too much on there at the moment, anything more than that. And we are done. So let's have a look and see what's been completed. Added latest news tiles. This should look exactly to plan. Integrated tiles to the home page and added a little bit of styling. Okay, changes have been made. I'm running on my local machine to test it. Let's just go check out localhost 3000. Let's have a look here. Well, not too much has changed. I have a home and a Camino news. It's not very visible. We can go back and make that change. I don't see the tiles. I see them down here. Okay. These look good. I'd probably prefer them above the fold here. These images don't really kind of look that good by themselves. But general, this looks great. Latest Camino news. I can go inside here. That looks good. I can go back to my home page. That all looks pretty good. Not bad for a V1. I think I'm going to go back and make some changes here as well. Now, again, this is where I wasn't very specific on the layout. So I can go back and let's just try this. Let's keep that going. As that runs, let's have a look at this again here. This looks really quite nice. I like this a lot. Starts to give this sense that it's a bit more of a community than just an app. Okay, so we've moved where the latest news comes from before the feature scroll. That looks pretty good. Not quite sure if I want it inside the hero, but we'll see. Okay, it's already pushed these changes locally here. That looks pretty good. This probably needs to be on one line now. It seems to be breaking the line. I could almost get rid of the images in the hero section now. It doesn't seem to be adding much value to me anymore. Nice thing when I'm running locally, any changes will get compiled and deployed instantly. For instance, this line now appears here on the global nav. It's a bit more visible. I probably think I want it to change the color a little bit more, but from the looks of it, it's probably still working through that. Overall, starting to look good. I really like these new styles. This is nice. Let's change the style to bold. Again, I like this try for free. This is good. It's looking good. Again, I don't think I like these images anymore. I'm going to change, I might just remove these images. Home navigation is looking much better though. Much more obvious. Again, I might change the background color, but that's not a big deal. Right now, this try for free button is still going to take you to WhatsApp and ask you to install, but I may go and change it to a web-based version first, and then you can also try the try for free. Okay, everything looks good as planned. I might make a quick change here to remove these images and add a slight gradient of a color difference to the navigation. But that's generally looking pretty good. Let's make those changes really quickly. So just to make it even more prominent. This one should be pretty quick. Let's let that guy run. Okay, image is gone, page reloaded. A little bit of a gap here. Good point of working with AI. I asked it exactly to do something, remove the images from the hero, but I didn't tell it to fix the style. So you have to be very prescriptive here. AI is not generative and learning just yet. It's effectively executing the commands that you add. So I'm going to have to fix this spacing, not a big deal, but I really like this gradient on the nav. It's much, much more visible and it stays. That's great. That's really, really nice. Okay, last thing I need to do before I push these changes is... So again, because I know the code, and this is something that I'll keep coming back to as I'm building on AI, it's good to know the code and the style and then focus and direct the agent. So I know the code is all inside the hero section. So I'm scoping what the project is going to actually work on here and the agent is going to work on. So I'm scoping what the agent is actually working on. So I know those changes are going to be in the hero section. I know that this line is being broken after WhatsApp and guide. It shouldn't be. It should be wrapping dynamically. So I can ask very specific things to the agent and get a better response. But again, I need to make sure that I give it enough context and information so I don't have errors like this. The agent did exactly what I told it to do, nothing more. That looks better. Much better. I like that a lot. And I'm very interested to see how this try for free changes. I've worked for .com companies for a long time. Adding try for free or sign up for free is a big conversion boost on most websites as well. So I'm going to change this here and see if I can get some more interest and traction on the site. And my menu is now working perfectly. I love this gradient. This all looks great. Okay, my changes are in. Everything looks great. Exactly what I wanted here. Quick, easy change. Cost me all of about 76 cents. Okay. The next thing that we need to do is deploy our changes. So I'm going to go to deployments, commit everything back into GitHub here, add a committed users tiles, make that change and push it. Now, because everything is connected to my GitHub repo on MCG website, once I commit and push those changes, you can see Vercel automatically starts to build this in production. This is why I love using something like Vercel. Very, very quick, very easy and automated in the way that I do. This is a big thing that I'm trying to do with all the AI projects, is make it as hands-off as possible. Make my changes, come in, use AI, and let it do the work for me. Then I can hike more. Okay, everything looks like it's up and running. Perfect. Let's go from localhost. Let's just add a new page here and say my Camino guide. And we are live with our changes. That's a good point to finish For this video, we're going to come back and keep checking to make sure if that starts to drive traffic, but so far traffic has been improving. All right, so what I planned to do today was two tasks. One was to update the Camino news, put the tiles on the homepage and fix the navigation, and then look at the Facebook side. As I started going down the Facebook route, a little bit more complicated, not too difficult, but I do need to create a business page, and I tried to create the page a few times, but long story short, I got blocked and have to wait 24 hours. So I thought I would wrap up this video and just post and share what I made on the Camino news side of things, as well as share the exciting news that I'm up about 40% on traffic. So things are working, things are going good. I'll see you in the next one.